You are trying to connect with your higher self in a dream, right? You are now remembering your dreams because you've begun to write them down, that you already are good at remembering your dreams, that kind of information sticks with you. But are you questioning if the information that you're pulling from the dreams is valid? Valid in the sense that, how do you know that this is really your higher self is what they're saying? How do you know that this isn't you projecting meaning onto something? How do we know for sure that we're getting the message 100% clear and through? Your higher self is the true infinity that you are. You are your higher self. The connection and contact is always happening, whether we're listening or not. Now, here's the deal. Your higher self knows that right now, in this form of existence that your higher self is kind of navigating through, which is us in our ego form, they know that we are in this ego. They know the way that we are going through this veil of forgetfulness. They know that. They know, in a sense, kind of the way that you're going to interpret things. Your higher self is connected to the infinity, where past, future, none of that has the kind of weight that it does here. So to really lay it out in a practical way, what I'd say is that imagine that your higher self can see you, because it is you, right? And they can see the future as well. So your higher self can go through a billion different probabilities of imagery or experiences to give you, right? And know exactly how you're going to interpret that. So in a dream that you wake up from where, such and such has happened, you may sit there and you may wonder, this is what it means. That's probably what they're saying, but then you might question it. Here's the deal. Your higher self knew exactly how you were going to interpret it because they could see the future and connect to the reality of you already having had the dream. Does that make sense? Your higher self knows exactly what you are going to pull from the dream. And so things aren't always going to be that literal. Things aren't always going to be that metaphorical. Things aren't always going to be analogies. Things aren't always going to be black. Things aren't always going to be white. They're going to be exactly what they are intended to be for you to pull the meaning that you do from it. When you have a dream and you wake up and you go, this is what it means, then that's exactly what it means. Your higher self knew that that's how you would interpret it. You get it? There's no need to worry, to spin our wheels. The immediate moment that you wake up from a dream, especially when you're still kind of in that sleep state with your brain waves, you can kind of just mow over the dream. And then maybe while you're in the shower, you could think about it. Sometimes the meaning comes later. It doesn't always happen right after the dream. Most of my dreams, I don't pull the meaning from until almost the night, like the next night, like before I'm going to sleep to dream again. So it's not necessarily what I'm trying to say is that what the first thing that you think is going to be what it is, right? Or that you need to sit there and dissect it before moving and doing anything. It's not really the reality of it. The reality of it is that your higher self knows how the things that they show you will impact you. And so everything is happening for that reason. And you don't need to worry about it. It's happening exactly the way that you intended for it to happen within yourself. You know the meaning. You know exactly what is being said. So don't question it. It's when we question ourselves, it's when we use our ego to add more layers on top of things that we can get lost in all aspects of contacting our higher self, not just in dreams. Be one with what you feel, with what you take from the dream, and that is what it is. That is what it is, guys. There's no need to worry about it, You've got it figured out. Trust whatever meaning you pull from the dream, or from any other practice for that matter. Trust. Trust your intuition. Trusting our intuition is the number one way to have our higher selves speak even more. Dreams are a great way to have this contact and this connection and to be spoken to and spoken through. Because we detach from this reality that we believe is real, right? We detach from it, and our brainwaves and everything, we're able to connect with this higher dimensional reality of who we are and to have these different kinds of experiences. So just trust. Trust yourself. Feel your intuition. In the practice of using your intuition and trusting it, you will become more intuitive. It is like with anything. The more you do something, the more you use something, the more you practice, the more you are, the more that is the basic truth of who you are. You become what you are doing. You become what you are using. We are what we eat. There's so many different layers that this can be thrown at you. But trust yourself. Trust yourself, because then the information will become more valid in a sense. The more you trust yourself, the more you can trust yourself. It's very paradoxical. But all that being said, there are certain patterns and themes that will pop up in your dream. And like I said, your higher self knows exactly the meaning that you're going to take from a dream. What if your higher self also intended for you to notice specific patterns, specific breakthroughs? So keep track of this stuff, guys. I personally really do believe that our dreams are just a great avenue for this kind of connection. The last thing that I want to leave this video on is you are your higher self. You are you. It's not outside of us like we believe. It's not necessarily this different being. We are the higher dimensional self. That connection is there. So the more that you start to believe and resonate and understand that, and the more you practice that intuition I was talking about, the more the waking world, not just the sleeping one, becomes dreamlike. The more these meanings just sift their way through everything. And I believe that it's the truth of it. So thank you guys, as always, for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Keep those dreams happening, and just trust the meaning you take. Don't overthink it. I suppose that's the number one thing I should have just said in this video, is don't overthink it. But hey, it's more exciting to talk for a while and say different kinds of words, you know? So bye guys, have a good one.